Who asked? Everybody mad at the truth. I just pass, I don't load the clip, I don't cock it back. I just carry what you ordered in the paper bag. If the mirror got you feeling kinda triggered, ain't my fault that the picture getting bigger. You can hate the words, you can hate the tone, but I ain't pulling nothing, I just read it off the phone. Don't shoot the messenger, we just speak our mind. You could take it, you can leave it, but the message still arrive. Don't shoot the messenger, blame the story, not the scribe. If the truth hit hard, that's pressure, but at least you still alive.
Alrighty.
What up? What up?
Welcome back to the Don't Cook the
We
Messenger
are
podcast.
back.
This is episode 19. I am your host, Cullen, with my co-host, Justin, here. And then we have a special guest in the building, Anders Lee. Glad to have you, sir.
Yes.
It's been a long
Thank
time
you.
coming.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, we had this idea about a month or 6 weeks ago, and it just didn't pan out. People had babies. People went on vacation. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, went to camp.
Yep.
Camp was, I wish I got to go to camp, but I did have a baby. So my wife would have been very upset if I had gone. So, but hopefully there is next year.
We could have spun it.
See if I can.
Some positive kingdom thing more important than babies, but that would have not gone over well.
Yeah, this is true. But but we are glad to be back. It is another great episode. Justin, are you okay?
Sharing and all that and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Oh, Justin's sharing our podcast right now through group chats and stuff. But tonight we have a very fun episode. We're going to start off the episode with playing a little game of Would You Rather. It was a fan favorite, and we brought it back. And then we're going to dive into a deep discussion because, as you know, the city of Southaven has been blindsided. So,
Oh man.
I checked my blinds today. None of them are messed up. Just so everybody knows.
Yep. So
Man.
we're gonna get into that, and then
I don't know what's worse, the new public policy or how the mayor of Southaven is doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on social media.
I think that's like one of my favorite parts.
It really is.
Him fighting.
It is entertainment, bro. I don't think
like
he
this
plans
man is
on
crazy.
rerunning for mayor. I think he finally just quit caring.
Mhm.
But alrighty, we all ready? You all ready, Justin?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I'm listening. I'm here.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna start us off with some Would You Rather. So our first, this is Anders' first time playing with us. So
Yeah, I just found out what it is, so I have no idea.
I forgot
what
to
they're about
let you
do.
know about that.
Okay.
So,
cool.
the first
I can be
question-
spontaneous.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's not anything crazy or serious. So
Right.
the
Okay.
first question of the night: Would you rather crash land in the Amazon rainforest, or would you rather crash land in the ocean?
Crash land.
Yeah, your plane.
Oh, that's easy.
Mm.
It's
There's
easy?
a lot of reasons why I choose rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Rainforest, number one, I don't know if you've ever done it, but hitting water is like hitting concrete. It doesn't give.
Yeah.
The trees in the rainforest, when people land in the forest or crash in the forest, there's more survivors because the trees actually slow you down.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if you're in the middle of the ocean, it's not a lot you can do there's no fire. Probably not going to be able to catch fish if you're treading water. In the rainforest, you have resources. You have wood. You have animals. You have potentially a way to stay alive. So,
Mm-hmm.
rainforest
you,
makes the
Anders?
most sense.
Well, he stole my answer. I was going to say rainforest because I just don't think the impact on water that most survive. At least you have somewhat of a chance, theoretically.
I
crashing
agree.
into the forest, yeah.
I agree. Just because, one, I can't swim that long. I mean, I can swim enough to save me.
Wait, you can swim?
Oh, ha 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 ha. Yes, I can swim.
I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know if you could swim or not. But.
Okay.
That's
Questioning that.
funny.
But yes, I
I feel
can
like this
swim.
one was too easy. I feel like this was
too easy. This is
I
a
don't-
big
I-
debate online.
I can't think of any reason why somebody would choose to crash land in an ocean. I mean, just even being
Well,
stranded in an ocean
people
is a
said
terrible idea.
that-
All right.
Some of the reasons online say one, it's a easier rate for somebody to find you versus.
No, it's not. Whoever said that
crime.
doesn't know anything.
Yeah, sharks will find you.
You know how many
to be
people get
rescued, I
lost
should
at
say.
sea? You know how many people get lost
Yeah.
at sea and airplanes can never see them because you blend in with the water?
Yeah,
I mean, we
And
just
in
had
the rain-
Shark Week, so I go rainforest.
okay. Well, it's unanimous
I
then.
mean,
But
not
only
this is
that,
a
I
big
mean-
debate online.
It's Elvis Week, and he's somewhere in the rainforest. That's what happened to him.
There's so many different ways you can die in the ocean, one of which doesn't get talked about, but you know how many people that are stranded in the ocean die from sun poisoning? There's no shade. You get
This is very
cooked.
true.
You
Don't
literally
cook a
get
messenger.
cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, it's unanimous. This was a big debate online, so I just figured I'd throw this one in there. It's on TikTok. Everybody's going
Whoever
back and
said
forth.
ocean was stupid. I'm just
Well,
putting it out there.
apparently there's like thousands of species of unknown things that you can get bit and swallowed in the forest. But I just
Oh,
rather
of
be
course
on
there
land.
is, but at least you have a chance. Like you can make fire. There's things
Yeah.
to eat. You can find water.
Well,
I'm
this
not
is hard to
saying your
make a-
chances are great, but you still got a better chance in the ocean.
I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
I
I have watched Jumanji, and there's a way out. So
There you go.
I've been through survival training in the military, so I like my chances.
Yeah. Alrighty, number 2. We're gonna fly through these. This is a funny one. Okay. Would you rather always have a musty smell in your mouth or a sour taste? I mean, no. Would you rather always have a musty smell in your nose or a sour taste in your mouth?
I thought the question was, would you rather have a stinky armpit or a bad breath?
Oh,
That was
No.
that was what I thought too.
no, this is. I just put these up here to the imagery to remind myself.
Okay, so the
Oh,
question is
so-
really: would you rather always smell something nasty or always taste something nasty?
Smell musty or taste something sour.
So yeah, so would you always rather be smelling stink or tasting stink? Really? Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
I think I would rather always smell stink because like at least if you get like a stuffed nose or a sinus infection, you'll get some relief from it. Or,
Occasionally.
you know, or maybe you ever been in somebody's house that doesn't smell good? They don't know. They become nose blind to it.
Right.
I don't think I can become taste bud blind if I'm always got something nasty tasting in my mouth. I'm be chewing gum religiously.
Oh,
There's no
I'm with
relief
you.
from it.
I'd rather just, I like the taste of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want a bad taste in my mouth, so I'm going smelling.
But I guess you're sitting at a table, you're eating a nice meal, but all you smell is musty armpit.
Mm.
Hey, listen, you can always do this. You can do this. Treat it like
But you
it's
can't taste the food.
treat it like it's a bad shot of liquor and just hold your
Look, I had 3 boys. I raised 3 boys. I'm used to stinky things. I can do
Okay,
it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with this. I agree with the smelling. Yeah, I thought this one would be funny. So far, we're all in agreement. I
Yeah,
thought we
but-
would have some tie here, but
Mhm. No,
alrighty.
no differences yet.
The next one. Would you rather have to pee every 30 minutes or be woken up every 30 minutes?
Oh my gosh.
Well, here's the thing. As someone, and I'm sure Anders can relate to this. As someone who's above 40, you kind of pee every 30 minutes to an hour anyway. And
I'm
also,
going with pee because I want my sleep, man.
and also, I tend to wake up on the hour every hour and go pee anyway.
Exactly. I mean, once
So
Cullen,
if it means I can get
man.
some sleep, I'd rather just deal with what I'm already dealing with.
I don't.
Well, I mean, doesn't this contradict itself? I mean, if you got to pee every 30 minutes, you're gonna get woke up. This is a
That
stupid
is
question.
true.
Yeah, but it's just one or the other. I mean, you wouldn't. You get woken up.
So is there
I
a
mean, I guess
guarantee
it's true.
that you don't have to deal with the every 30-minute pee while you're sleeping?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair. We can say
theoretically, you have to. All right,
Yeah. All right. So if
let's say
if the pee problem is only when you're awake, I'm gonna go with the pee problem.
I'm going with the pee problem because I mean they make the pins. Good grief.
Yeah.
You know, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll go old
Probably
fashioned.
work.
We'll go old fashioned. Rubber hose into a bucket and do a homemade catheter if we had
not
to.
the rubber hose. No.
I'd probably get a diaper, to be honest. I'd probably work.
Man, I ain't giving myself diaper rash. I just listen. This is a funny story. Okay, you ready? In the military, when you're
Lord.
deployed, especially for younger enlisted folks, there ain't no bathroom in your room or even close. At best, you got to go out of your room and down a hallway. But majority of the time, it's you got to leave your little sleeping area and walk somewhere outside to a bathroom. Let's just say empty Gatorade bottles are kept on hand.
Oh my god!
At nighttime.
Absolutely.
At nighttime. And
I mean, that's fair. That's
and in the
fair.
morning time
At
when
nighttime,
people are in the
I
morning
don't
when
go
people
anywhere
are
without an empty
right?
something.
But listen, in the morning time when people are headed to work, you will see people with a little Walmart bag that's got or whatever that's got bottles
Everything.
of some strange liquid in it and throw it in the dumpster on the way to like at 3 a.m. when sleeping is already when you're deployed, sleeping is a hot commodity. Sleep is precious, and the last thing you want to do is walk a quarter mile to a bathroom in the middle of the night. You just roll over, grab your Gatorade bottle, put a lid on it tight, and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he can just get ready, Justin. He can get ready because once you hit 44, 46, you're peeing twice a night. So I'm going with the peeing.
I already pee a lot. I might pee 3 or 4 times a night. And not only that, if you don't take care of your
what size
prostate,
like this drink is. So.
you better take care of your prostate or you'll start peeing in Morse code.
True story.
Oh
Hey, a good flow is important for us older men. I'm just saying.
my god.
They make pills for it. Not that I
There you go.
take those pills. But,
Listen, I'm good. I'm good still, but I've heard horror stories from people older than me, and I'm not looking forward to it.
No, me neither. I have 2 older brothers, but they
I
don't
feel like I just gave the podcast a really good clip that's going to embarrass me later.
There you go.
Sure. Wait, what I heard is that you pee in Morse code.
I mean, I have before, but it's not a regular thing.
Alrighty, we got
Moving on from this pee subject.
We have
Thank you,
2
Cullen.
more.
Stop.
And-
Stop.
All right, this one is a real thinker, so don't be confused by the imagery. Is my reminder. So, would you rather forget your past, but you're able to make future memories, or would you rather keep all your memories of the past, but no longer able to make future memories?
Well,
Is there
if you
such
forget
a
your
thing as
past,
future memories?
if you forget your past, you're doomed to repeat all of your mistakes.
Yeah, but you can't make any more memories. You just stay where you are. You keep.
At least I'll remember the mistakes I made and be a good person for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but you won't be able to remember. It's kind of like, I guess it would be like dementia in a way.
Why you be doing that? You do this all the time. I give you my answer and my reasons, and you try to talk me out of my answer.
I'm trying to dig deeper.
No, I understand the consequences. If you forget your past, you're doomed to make the same mistakes of your life over and over and over again. Yes, I might not ever develop new memories, but I'm okay with who I am now because of my past.
So you don't want to remember your daughter getting married one day?
Of course I do, but you're only giving me these 2 choices. and not to mention as I develop new memories, when those new memories become past, they're forgotten anyway.
True.
So from this point forward, forget everything,
Yeah.
but remember all the past.
Yeah.
Mm, wow, that's insane. Um, okay, I'm going to disagree with Justin here. I mean, I want to, I want to, I want, I want to remember my grandchildren. I want to
Yeah.
remember, what they do, who they are, all these kind of things in family life, right? And
Yeah.
my children, who I have memories in the past for, I mean, I'm going to know them, and they're going to be there and say, "Don't you remember? Oh, that's right, you're old. This happened." So I'm going with future. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with future too. I want to see have memories of Milo in school and stuff. I mean, I guess it's probably different for me too. I have young
Yeah.
kids, so um,
But
I mean,
here's the thing,
yeah, I can.
like, here's the thing: the new memories you develop, won't they become past memories that you forget, or is this a one-time thing from this point forward?
Oh, this is a one time
The
thing.
one or
It's
one
a
one R.
yeah. So
One
one,
R.
you forget your past, but that's all your
But
memories.
but you
Growing
forget
up and everything else.
you forget everything you've been taught. So I want to forget being raised by my wonderful father and my mother.
Mm. Well, yeah.
This is also.
I want to forget the things that I experienced with my
Well,
grandmother
then
and my grandfathers.
there is the biblical principle that hey, you leave your mom and dad and you cleave your wife. So yeah, forget mom and dad and move on into the future and create
I,
new
s-
memories.
I still have my wife.
Hey, you still have your wife, you still have your children. They're going to tell you all the past when you've forgotten the past, and you'll remember all the from this point forward. I'm good.
Yes, I know.
Future.
I got two kids, Christian.
I don't know. I feel like if we erase our past, we're literally erasing who we are.
But I mean, you might erase the memory, but you don't erase the philosophy that's ingrained in your brain. So he's saying memory, not philosophy.
Yeah, I
But
mean, you still have that
but
instilled in
aren't
your
our
heart.
philosophies based on our memories and our
Not
experiences?
necessarily.
Some of them, but some stuff is ingrained in your person.
Right. I mean, it's ingrained in your DNA. So
Yeah.
I just know it for me on my personal end. I have two kids, so I mean, I don't want to give up that memories. I may not have remember how they were
I don't
right.
born
know.
when they
Maybe
were
it's
born,
because I've
but
got a lifetime of memories with my kids already. I don't know. I would rather not lose any of those memories.
But see, you're going to forget it. But Justin, you'll go on your Facebook and Facebook memories will pop up and you'll go, "Hey, I don't remember that, but obviously I did it."
That's true. That's something to consider.
At
you
least
don't want to
since
see your
2000,
grandson. You
since
don't remember.
2008 and forward. Okay. Amen.
Well,
I
you
don't
don't
know. That's
remember. You
tough.
don't want to
I'm going to
remember your
plead the fifth
grandson
on
growing
this
up.
one. I'm going to plead the fifth on this
No,
one.
you already answered. You're on record.
I think either one is just not fair.
I like
But
this. I like this.
but you know what? Like at some point in time, it runs in my family. I'll probably develop Alzheimer's and forget everything anyway.
Oh my gosh. Well, then that's just forgetting both, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay. We got one more, and this one's kind of gross, but I pulled it off of TikTok.
Oh, I like
So,
gross. What's grosser than gross?
alrighty. Would you rather shower, bathe in here, or sleep on the mattress with no blankets or covers?
I would rather shower in the nasty tub because I can wear shower shoes and let the water run over me. I ain't
No,
not
I said
sleeping
bathe.
Ugh. Mm. This is disgusting. Either way.
Well, I ain't bathing in that, but I can lay a tarp over that bed.
I said no blankets or nothing.
Can we at least flip the mattress and see what the other side looks like?
That thing
Fall out of this
definitely
chair.
that thing definitely has some bed bugs and some big
Okay,
things.
how stained is that bathtub? I mean, if it's there and it ain't going nowhere, can I choose neither and just get shampoo on my body when it rains outside?
Look, that tub right there, I don't even know that it works. That thing
I mean,
don't work.
that's valid. That's valid. I mean, if
This is
showering is an
that's valid.
option, that the tub may not even work, so it may not even be relevant. It
I
don't
mean,
have
you're-
a normal faucet. It's just got the pipe poking
Bathing,
out the
bathing.
side.
Oh my gosh, bathing. No, well, I mean, so I'm going with bathing because you're theoretically going to sleep 6 hours, maybe 7, 6, 7. Okay,
Yeah.
you're going to sleep 6 or 7 hours on the mattress, and you're going to bathe for 10 minutes. I'm going bathing.
And maybe you can put enough soap and bleach in your water; it won't matter.
There you go.
I'm gonna
I
There you
gotta
I'm
go
gonna
bathing.
go.
There's no way I'm sleeping on
I'm
that
gonna-
mattress. No.
The
I'm gonna
DNA
go
alone
bathing.
runs me away from that.
I'm gonna go bathing too, just because it's gonna be a quick bath, and then I'll probably have to schedule some therapy. Later
Listen, because worst case scenario, every now and then you get some good rain outside. You can take some shampoo with you. At least there are alternatives to get clean. At least every now and then.
Justin, I was a youth pastor for years. I've actually showered in places like that at camp.
Oh my God.
Okay, not that bad, but I mean, I have
Okay.
stepped
I was gonna
into
say,
Man,
what camp are you going to?
My memories
Hey.
of summer camp are great, but one
Oh.
memory that will always be with me about summer camp is that there was never hot water in the showers in the cabins. There'd be 5 showers in the cabin. Everybody had to take turns, but hot water, unless you were the first person in there at like 5 a.m., hot water did not exist.
Right. No, I mean, if you've been to camp at Sardis, or if you've been to camp in Wynn, Arkansas at Tri-County, or if you've been to, like myself, Daniel Springs in Gary, Texas, you've seen something 1/3 that bad,
Yeah.
but it was a shower.
Oh
That's
Lord.
great. At least it was a shower. You can put shower shoes on.
Yeah.
And try your best not to touch a wall.
Disgusting. Yeah. That's nasty right there. I don't know whose
Yeah.
bed that is.
Yeah,
What is
I
that?
saw
Construction workers just coming in and laying on it?
I don't know. I just know I couldn't lay in that. I couldn't. I don't think I could sleep.
No, heck no.
I probably
couldn't sleep.
gag.
I couldn't sleep
Probably
with
smells too.
that, on that, whatever.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No.
Alrighty.
Not in the least little bit.
That's disgusting.
Mm.
Alrighty. Well, that concludes our game of Would You Rather. I'm sure some of those clips will go viral and cause a lot of discussion in the comments.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Well,
Yeah,
that last one was just nasty. You. Mhm.
Alrighty. Well, to get to the discussion at hand for tonight, and the reason why we have Anders Lee on the podcast is he has a lot to say as well.
Southaven, Mississippi is on trial right now.
Yes, we have been blindsided. The city of Southaven has been blindsided with this new ordinance
Literally.
of replacing your blinds if they are broken or facing penalties or even jail time. I don't know a whole lot more of what went into that decision. I know, Anders, you probably know a little bit more than both of us, as you have been on a planning committee before. And
Yeah.
you've
As a
done-
resident of Southaven, correct?
Yeah.
And-
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
on some sort of board of the city of Southaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Tell us about that meeting and how it went down.
I don't think
Well,
he was a part of that meeting.
I wasn't part of that meeting.
Oh, okay.
I have not been. Okay. Well, let me say 2 or 3 things, and then you can ask questions. We can talk about it. But so I'm going to practice what I preach. I preached this Sunday, so I'm going to practice it. Mayor Musselwhite has done a lot of good for the city. I mean, he really has. He and the Board of Aldermen have done. If I was going to give a percentage, I would say they've done, my personal opinion, 80% good. Then there's that 20% that the common man goes, what are you people thinking? What the heck is wrong with y'all? Because that's just politicians. That's just city officials. So I want to start out the gate by saying, Number one, I had voted for the mayor in every election. So publicly, I say that. Publicly, I say he's done a lot of positive things. Now, I considered voting for his opponent the election before last, and then I decided within a week of the election not to. So, transparency. So they've done a lot of good. He's done a lot of good. I genuinely believe
You talking about the election for that? You talking about Henley?
Henley ran against him the last 2 times.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
you were saying you considered Henley at
I
one point?
considered voting for Henley, but then at the end, toward the end, he just made some really crazy statements, and I was like, "No, this guy, he doesn't need to be the mayor." And that's just my personal opinion. So I ended up voting for Musselwhite. So I mean, I really believe the guy's done a good job. Um, I the board that y'all are referring to that I served on was the planning commission, which is basically an unelected individual that's appointed by the alderman of that ward to go to the planning commission to represent their ward as a citizen, to give feedback. And a lot of times it's just boring, mundane stuff. Sometimes it's stuff like this, that this is going to come before the board of aldermen, and you kind of get briefed. This is going to happen. We had to anything from '05 to 2021. I was involved in it as a planning commissioner. I was the chairman for 8 years, so I know a lot of the inner working of the city. And a lot of times I go, well, they did that because of this, and I get it, even though maybe I don't like it. So I know 3 aldermen pretty well. I text them pretty often. I have a good relationship with them. I respect them. I don't respect one of them voted no on this measure. William Jerome voted no. The rest of them voted yes. William Jerome represents Ward 3, and I respect him for standing up against the ordinance and voting no on it. But the rest of them voted yes, and I asked them why they voted yes, because I felt like it was a complete overreach of government, period. And I told them so. I said, I told them I was disappointed in their vote. I told my own alderman that, Ward 5, John David Wheeler. I said, I was disappointed in your vote. I wish you'd voted against that. I didn't know it was coming up. I was on a cruise when I heard about it. I also told another friend that is a alderman. He's the alderman at large, George Payne, that I didn't like that he voted for. So, Anyway, that being said, that's the board I served on, the planning commission, and they wouldn't have voted on it. So even if I was on that, I wouldn't have voted on that. So I brag on the mayor. I think the bigger issue here is not the blinds. It's his reaction to the public's response to the blinds. So what do y'all think about that? Have y'all read his response? So without me saying it, what do y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Well, to
I've
be
read
fair,
his-
neither one of us are Southaven residents, so this does not affect us. We are strictly outsiders looking in.
Yeah.
And I haven't read his official statements, but I've seen his responses to people on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's referring to.
Is that what you're referring to, or is there an official statement?
His response, not his official statement, because on his actual Facebook page, he never made an official statement about the blinds.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he has in the last week or so.
No, all the comments were coming from when he was talking about Southaven doing business with this other thing, and then other people were like, "Oh, we got people were commenting about the blinds and under that post."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and I saw the reaction. I kept seeing like all of his comments, one calling people poor and stuff, and then overweight, and then a bunch of other comments. And I texted Justin, I screenshotted it. I was like, hey, the mayor of Southaven's kind of going a little crazy on Facebook.
Oh, man. That became a rabbit hole that Cullen and I followed for the rest of the evening. We were both watching it go down in real time.
All right, so I'm gonna clarify or classify what I think about this. It's an overreach of government, is what I believe. I'm a Reagan era politic minded person. Um, you know, Reagan said about big government, government is not the solution, it's the problem, right? That's one of Reagan's famous quotes. He said the best view of big government is in your rear view mirror. He said, "Man is not free unless the government is controlled." And that probably best suits this situation. What business does the mayor have with my blinds?
Yeah.
I get a yard. I get a
Mhm.
yard, but my blinds, you know?
Well, I mean, even the yard stuff bugs me a little bit because, like, I understand, like, when houses have HOAs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
The city
I mean,
you live in is not an HOA. And as much as I hate seeing neighbors with tall grass or whatever, I don't think it's the government's responsibility or even right to have the authority to say, hey, if you don't cut your grass, we're going to fine you. I just don't.
well, and it's kind of like the you can't gather water in the city of Southaven. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah.
Olive Branch may be like that. You can't gather rainwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's forcing people to use government utilities when and not allowing them to access
well,
free water.
that's not what they're going to say. I agree with what you're saying, but what they're going to say is, well, when you gather water, it's going to propel mosquitoes into the communities, into your subdivision. So it's a mosquito issue. It's not
We
a
already got mosquitoes.
This is Mississippi.
right, but that's what they say. You see how stupid that is.
You could rock a T-shirt with a picture of a mosquito and title it Mississippi Militia.
right,
Yeah.
right. You could. So
It's one of the most humid and water-filled states in the country.
the mayor made his intention. I was bragging on him, saying he's got. I really believe he's got Southaven in his best interest. I don't believe he wants Southaven to become Memphis or Whitehaven. I think he's doing everything he can to keep that from encroaching upon Southaven. And I commend him for that, and I'm for that, right? I mean, I understand that. But the old-fashioned saying is he is he's micromanaging the people, and this big government statement. So there was two outrages. First, oh gosh, there's a blind ordinance, and so that was kind of a little hubbub, and everybody's like, hey, you're not considering those who are less fortunate, they're renting houses or whatever. And Southaven, the demographics of Southaven are very clearly imbalanced. I mean, there's the swing of several of the old neighborhoods, the West Side, and rental properties and people who depend upon, I guess you could say a lower income property, and they're doing their best to get by. Single moms, 2 or 3 kids, are just blue collar workers that's not making 6 figures like a white collar worker over at the mayor's office. So that became the first narrative. And then the big narrative was that the mayor said, hey, if you quit, essentially, I'm not quoting, essentially, and he got in trouble a little bit before this. So let me digress. There's the big pickleball thing in Southaven and Olive Branch now. And the mayor said that pickleball is redneck tennis. I don't know if y'all know that. He said that.
I mean, he ain't wrong, but
but
that might not be the best thing to say.
Redneck tennis. Well, did that tick some people off? Because I mean, all these yuppies and their kids are going up to, they're going up to Southaven's pickleball and they're playing, and there's just a very small, thin fracture percentage of people who are doing things late at night that ain't right. And so, in response to some damage to the pickleball courts, he calls pickleball redneck tennis, and it was proving the damage on the pickleball courts was proving that. Well, then everybody got mad because they're saying, well, he called us rednecks. And then he says, no, I didn't call you redneck. I said pickleball is redneck tennis. But the implication is there, right?
Yeah.
So then you come to this issue, and he says, well, if people will quit drinking and overeating, and, essentially he's saying, if you quit being a lush and quit being fat, well, then you could actually afford to buy some blinds, right?
Again, not necessarily an infactual statement, but probably not something that needs to be said.
I mean, exactly. I mean, it's probably true that some people buy too much alcohol on Friday night when they get paid. And if they would save that money toward house improvements, they would have it.
Well, here's a different
then again,
perspective.
that is a personal prerogative.
It is.
That's called America. It's called freedom.
But here's a different perspective, one that's probably not being considered. I work in real estate investment. I know a lot of investors that own rental properties all over Memphis and even some here in DeSoto County. And here's the problem with that. Those fines are going to go to the owners of the houses, not the tenants. Now, the owners will charge it back to the tenants, but they're probably going to charge it back to the tenant with some sort of upcharge or inconvenience fee. So the tenant's not going to pay $1,000. Tenant's going to pay probably $1,020. Not only that, it could get to a point where landlords are like, you know what, we're going to be responsible for all these blinds, so we're just going to jack up the rental prices from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, this one thing, even though it seems very minor, has the potential to cause a little bit of the beginnings of a homeless epidemic in Southaven.
All right, so you're right. So here's what I did. I text two of my aldermen that I can call out and say, hey, what's going on? Tell me this about this ordinance. Is it truly $1,000 fine? What's the truth about this? And so George Payne, John David Wheeler, is my alderman. George Payne is the alderman at large. So he answers and helps people. And they do. They help people. They're good men. Both of them are really good men, solid families. I couldn't brag on them enough. So I reach out and say, hey, what's the hubbub about? Is it really $1,000 fine? Who determines, they say, is it immediate? So, of course, there's no explanation from the mayor. Like, there is no public explanation except for what took place in that meeting. He goes to his Facebook post and, makes all kinds of posts with great details. Have you read his post? I mean, the man is a detailed guy. And so why can't you avoid these problems and make a detailed post to avoid all this hubbub? And if he would have done that, it wouldn't have happened. Mistake number one. Mistake number two, instead of being gracious on your public page as a politician, you start labeling people, lashing out at people, and blocking people off your page. Yeah. So which is worse, apparently the blind ordinance or his reaction to people who didn't like the blind ordinance? And I would say, since we were doing the game earlier, is it this or is it that? I would say the reaction and labeling was worse.
A good politician can do damage control.
Mm-hmm. So he should have come out. What the alderman told me, Justin, is, hey, nobody's ever going to get $1,000 fine. And I said, well, who determines that? Well, a judge. Okay, well, so a judge determines that. I'm trying to look for that quote. Here it is. I found the quotes. I'm gonna quote him off of his homepage. I say, who determines that? Well, a city judge. Well, how much time do they have? Well, they got 45 days and they have 90 days. Okay, that sounds better, right? Like, Cullen, somebody, a code officer from Olive Branch came to your house and said, hey, dude, your grass is knee high. You've got 2 weeks to get this cut before we fine you $200. Well, if you're strapped for money, somebody in your circle has a mower and you're going to be able to get the yard mowed. even if you can't pay somebody to mow it. So, I mean, there's always where there's a will, there's a way. I can get this solved, right? If a guy comes up here to my house and says, "Hey, you got this broken blind here. You got to get it fixed. Here's your pink notice. You got 45 days." Well, in 45 days, I'm going to have a solution. So the blind thing was not the biggest issue. The biggest issue, good grief. If I was so poor that I couldn't afford a blind, the blind's coming down.
Yeah.
The blind's coming down.
There's no ordinance if the blind doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me. But what was worse was this. Brenda Dillard on Mayor Musselwhite's post says, about the accomplishment that the mayor posted. Okay, listen to her words. Brenda Dillard says, "This was a wonderful and a great accomplishment." So she commends the mayor like I just did a while ago. And then she said, "But is there a way to set up some kind of voucher or funding to help the lower income families replace their blinds?" Obviously, from her Facebook page, she's an older lady. She's thinking of others. He responds, "Ridiculous.
I saw this one.
Ridiculous. Stop tobacco, alcohol, and overeating, and you will have plenty of money." All right.
Yeah, that's just the weight of that response to her, question is just not even. That's just like such a harsh, unloving response.
Yeah, I feel like that whole day or evening when all of that was going down, I literally pictured Mayor Musselwhite about 3 bourbons deep, sitting on his recliner with his phone, just.
And he does monitor that page, Justin. Ask me how I know. Like, I got to turn a light on. The blinds, the sun is setting, and I have my blinds open. And now it's getting dark in my room. So now I've got to turn on my light.
Go ahead.
Ask me how I know about how the mayor.
You commented before and he responded?
Okay, so I go to the same gym as him. And, I walk on the upper track. He's on.
Don't lie, Pastor. You don't work out.
Well, hey.
He actually does. He Marcos me a lot. From the gym.
First of all, can I just rag on our friend and pastor without you chiming in?
I'm sorry.
Hey,
he actually does. I don't think he's actually lying to me, Cullen.
Well, he's on a treadmill beneath, and y'all, I don't know. Gosh, maybe he's that busy. But he's on that treadmill, and he is literally walking on the treadmill with the phone.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, look, I can't see what's specifically on his phone, but it's obvious he's on Facebook. I mean, you can see the Facebook pattern on his phone, and I'm like, this dude is looking at comments right here, right now. And the big thing is he blocks people. Bang. If you say something negative on his page, bang, you are gone. You are toast. And that is a narcissistic person. So
I see he's getting sued for that too, because apparently it's illegal to for a public page to block somebody.
I mean, will somebody?
But is it a public page or is it his personal Facebook page?
It's the public. It's the public.
So it's the city.
Mayor Musselwhite. So,
yeah.
I mean,
But I could put Dr. Justin Cook on my personal page. It doesn't mean it.
Well, no, it was the official city's. Well,
so it is owned by the city, not owned by him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, Jeff. He has two different pages.
Okay.
He has his
the mayor page. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He has his professional page as the mayor, and he has his own personal page. Now I can tell you that he blocks people because he's blocked me. On that, he blocked me over this blind ordinance. And his comments to people.
Blindsided.
So he did. He blocked me, and he also defriended me on Facebook. That's fine. That's his prerogative. But watch me. All I said, Rick Yeager, and I screenshot it. Rick Yeager said to him, as a joke, he put a smiley face. He's clearly joking. And he says, hey, make sure this new business has good blinds, that he posted about. So Rick and the mayor of
He did
Mufflewhite
not.
responds to Rick Yeager, and he says, "Stupid and petty. Why we have to work so hard to protect many of our failing neighborhoods?" And I said to him, I said, "Can people not comment and give you constructive criticism on your own page?" Okay, that's what I said. That's all I said. And guess what? 2 days
Blocked.
later,
Blocked.
I'm blocked. So hey, that here's the thing. Here's a true fact. Okay, Justin and I were kind of talking about this while you were prepping for the show,
Hmm.
Cullen. When statistically does a politician who has no term limits become self-absorbed? And statistically, it's his third term or her third term, depending. In the first term, you're trying to please your constituents because I'm this is going to be a record I'm going to run on.
Yeah.
So you got to
Hmm.
please your constituents. The second term, you got to please your investors because as a mayor, it's his job to bring in companies that will build in South Haven. You know, if people say, "I want this," I see people say on this page all the time, "Gosh, why can't you get whatever to come to South Haven?" For years, people said, "Why can't you get Raising Cane's to come to South Haven?" Right? Why can't you get Whataburger to come to South Haven? Well, he can't make them, but it's his job to do the pitch for, "Hey, South Haven needs you." So that's his primary job because he's
Yeah.
supposed to build tax revenue. So now the second term, after he's pleased his constituents and gets reelected, now he's got a mandate. I am a wanted individual. I'm a wanted mayor, and guess what? In his first term, his first election, he got elected by 6,000 people. Second election, it was like 4,800 people. Third election, okay, so it's 2013, 2017, 2021, and then 2025. Okay, he has gone from being elected from over 6,000 votes to this last election. It was either 1388 or 1366. So
So
that tells you
he's
that people.
losing his popularity.
Well, he would say that people aren't showing up because they don't care, because they love what he's doing. And if there was a serious contender after the election this past year, he
Hmm.
said if there's a serious contender, my people would show up. And you know what? I mean, I believe if he was to run for reelection, I believe he would win if he had a serious contender because I think he's got those money investors and those money people, people who own businesses. They work with him because he has worked with them. It's a you scratch my back, I scratch your back kind of thing. So,
Hmm.
um, first term, please the constituents. Second term, please your investors. Third term is when a politician who becomes narcissistic and becomes self-absorbed, and that's what's happening. Um, at this point, he thinks he is so high up on the totem pole.
Yeah. You've
My
been in the
my
office for so long, you feel
yeah,
untouchable.
I'm untouchable. But now Mayor Davis proved that. I mean, the history of Mayor Davis in Southaven proved that a mayor can be touchable. You
Yeah.
can be ousted, even though you've been a great mayor. Mayor Davis was a great mayor, did a lot for the city of Southaven, but he compromised where he was at, in the city, and he got ousted. And you know, if there is it would take a serious businessman like him that has a coalition of people already embedded in South Haven to be a serious challenger to Musselwhite. So, and then back to the blinds. You know, I asked George Payton. I said, Why $1,000? He said, well, you may not know it, but every ordinance has a $1,000 maximum fine. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that. He said even somebody's yard, because I said to George, I said, you know, people that I've known people to get fined $75 for their yard. You know, this is a big yard versus one blind and a window. What's the big difference? And he said,
so even if it does come down to a fine, it could end up being something very minimal. That's just the maximum fine. The $1,000 is just the maximum fine.
So in other words, the city judge, whatever he is, whatever they call it, I forget what is circuit court or whatever, city court, whatever. He has the prerogative to say, you know what, Justin, knowing everything I know about you right now, I'm going to fine you $100.
Yeah.
Because you didn't replace your blind in 90 days. Pay the police.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, and the mayor's big reason was, well, the police. Now, I believe this. I believe it happened. But I don't think this was the main reason for a blind ordinance. Come on, man. That the police see a broken blind and they believe drug dealers are peeping out that blind. You know, y'all know he said that.
I didn't know he said that.
He said that.
Really?
He said that in the meeting that the alderman approved this ordinance. He said, police tell us that most drug houses have broken blinds. Now that statistically may be true. I'm not saying the police are wrong. I mean, I have friends who have been police, are police, so I respect the blue, right, and what they do. But you know, I joked with people around that live around here. I went up and down. Bell Point is one of the nicest subdivisions where we live in Southaven. And they just on the main streets that I travel, there are 13 houses that have broken blinds. And so I joked and said, man, we got a lot of drug dealers here. You know?
I feel like it's less of an indicator of drug dealers and more if you have cats.
I was just about to say the mayor has obviously never owned a cat, because nobody is harder on mini blinds than a darn cat.
And the mayor has a grandchild now, and so
kids too.
Man, soon as we moved in this house, our first grandchild Zeke, he's sitting there eating at the end of the table in the back part of the house. And we should clarify, this ordinance only pertains to front windows.
Yeah.
But he's sitting in right there. He gets down from his chair, toddles over to the blind on the back door, prank, janks it up. It has never been the same. Have I replaced it? No, it's the back door. You know, and we have a dog, and I mean, I probably won't replace it until we sell the place. So, now, granted, if it was a front window blind, I'd be replacing it. But yeah, I mean, people have you live in a house, right?
Yeah,
you're about to see people go back to old school drapes and curtains.
Man, if I was living tight and paycheck to paycheck and couldn't afford blinds, them suckers would come down. If somebody came and gave me a warning.
I think curtains are cheaper than blinds anyway. Again, somebody that works in real estate investment and have to put blinds in houses all the time, they're not cheap. Let's say a house only has like 6 to 8 windows, a small little 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment or home in Memphis. Let's say it only has 6 to 8 windows. At Home Depot, even for the cheapest blind, you're spending anywhere from $300 to $500 for 6 to 8 windows.
Yeah, and
it's just a sad truth. Mini blinds are not cheap. It is not like back in the day where you can go pick up a mini blind for $15. No, they're anywhere from $30 to $50 now.
Yeah, I mean,
even the cheap ones are like $25.
Right. Your best bet is, you know, the standard window blinds at Walmart, but still they're higher. They're probably triple the cost from when I first got married to now. You know. So
I almost wish blinds would have never even become like an industry standard for houses because
Right.
they
Well,
annoy
you
me.
used to never have blinds, but
Right. It was all curtains and stuff back in the day.
subdivisions have created that privacy need, just like privacy fences, Um,
I only
but,
remember blinds. I'm only 29, so.
but I mean, bottom line, I mean, to wrap up, I'm going to say, I respect the mayor, I
Uh,
respect our aldermen, but they got this one wrong. For
Yeah.
me,
yeah.
they
I,
got this
I
one
mean,
wrong.
you can ask Cullen. I'm all about being bluntly honest with people about how I feel, but at the same time, when you are in
I'm
a,
shocked, Justin.
but yeah, at the same time though, when you are in a certain position, you can give people your honest opinions, but I feel like as a mayor, you have a responsibility to at least hear what they have to say and not be so dismissive. And definitely,
Yeah. I
maybe you
mean,
shouldn't be calling these women whores and all this other stuff. Like he threatened one lady. There was one lady that was saying
Oh yeah.
something, and he straight up said, "That's okay. I'll take care of you." What does that mean?
Well, what he meant was, I'm fixing to block you from this page,
Well,
and
I
he,
get it, but
yeah.
still,
but
It
that
was a lot of
verbiage.
misinterpretation
Oh yeah, that
to
I'll
that.
take
verbiage.
care of you. What does that mean?
The
You
connotation,
got some mayor secret service about to pull up on our house or something?
the connotation of what he said there was what There's so many things
Yeah.
people could have assumed, but what he meant was, I'm fixing to block you from this page. That's what he
Yeah.
meant. And he probably did right after that. He probably did right then. I'll take care of you. And
Yeah.
he has this, you know, he has this line that he says all the time. Take it to your page. In other words, don't be negative on my page. And that's
Yeah.
when I said,
But it's not your page. It's not Muscle White's page. It's the
no,
mayor of Southaven's
that's
page.
correct. That's correct. So the mayor, my aunt Donna Sue, who I love, she's as sweet tea, and as precious as a baby. But she says of people like Muscle White, well, he thinks his poop don't stink, and that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally thinks he is 98.999 right all the time.
Narcissistic.
But he's not. He's human. He's
Yeah.
going to make mistakes, um, and that's just the nature of being a leader. I mean, I'm a pastor, and
Yeah.
I'd like to think I get everything right, but I don't. So
Yeah.
you're going to make mistakes as a leader, and this was a mistake. It was just a mistake. You've got to realize that your constituents are paying attention. You know,
Yeah.
they are disrespecting you more now, than for this, and your response and your condescending attitude more than the blind ordinance itself.
Yep.
If you've ever watched or kept up with the board, um, there I was so highly disappointed in the mayor. Mayor Jerome voted against something, and he stated why, and he disagreed with the mayor, and the mayor just came after him. It's out there. I'll try to find it and send it to you two guys so y'all can see it.
Yeah.
And he just spoke so. I mean, this is an honorable man. He served in our military for years, and he's a awesome volunteer in the community. He's respected. He got elected as an alderman, and in a public forum, I mean, he talked down so bad to him. It angered me. And Alderman Jerome stood up for himself, and he said, "You know what, Mayor? You've talked down to me before, and I'm not going to let you get away with it now." And the mayor leaned in heavy to him and said, "I'm not going to let you talk to me this way at all." I mean, interrupted him, cut him off. I lost all respect. What respect I had left for the mayor when I saw him treat my good friend William Jerome that way, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. You won't get my vote again. I have voted for him, but I will not vote for him again. So
Yeah.
there, I said it.
There we go.
He needs a
Well,
wake up call. He needs a lot of people to vote against him and say, "Hey, we like and appreciate a lot of the things that you did, but
Yeah.
Grandma said you're getting too big for your britches, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a true statement. And
Yeah.
listen, again, I'm not a resident of Southaven, so I'm on the outside looking in. If I was a
Yeah.
resident of Southaven and this affected me, I, you want to take it back to what grandmas would say, I'd probably go to the mayor myself and say, "Come on, I'm about to take you out to behind the
To
woodshed."
the woods.
Again,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know. I've
affect
seen
me.
you lifting 45 plates at the gym, Justin. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something.
That's-
You know what? I don't need to brag about anything. I'm just going to let that one go. But I will say this. I think he needs to take a look at the Olive Branch mayor. I have a ton of respect for Ken Adams. I think he is
can't get nothing but fried chicken, and gas stations over here.
that's not what I'm talking about. There was once an ordinance that went down in Olive Branch about when I lived in Olive Branch, we had a basketball goal that sat at the end of our driveway because our house was on a hill and that was the only flat space my kids could play basketball. And then out of nowhere, this ordinance came that was not allowed anymore.
Right. And that's in Southaven also, by the way.
And you know what? I ignored it. I'm gonna be honest. I said, piss on them. I'm gonna do it anyway. And I eventually started getting the warnings. My landlord at the time started getting stuff in the mail, and I was ultimately forced to do it. Well, guess what? I went on Mayor Ken Adams' page and I asked the question, why is this a problem, especially in, X, Y, and Z neighborhoods and, just whatever. And he responded to every single question, and he did it with the utmost respect. He even provided me a way in which I could go before the Board of Aldermen and make my case and plead my case to have the ordinance removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would say Mayor Musselwhite needs to maybe take a look at, instead of being all condescending, say, hey, you know what? This was set forth by the Board of Aldermen. If you disagree with it, you're allowed to disagree with it. Here is the method of which you can go before the Board of Aldermen and have it changed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think that would have got him so much more respect out of the situation than doing what he's doing.
it would have.
Yeah.
It definitely would have.
Well, we are at that hour mark, guys.
We didn't even make it to Sip and Silo. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Sip and Silo, but
Sipping
we'll
Silo.
say that for
Real quick, my take on Sip and Silo, this is going to be very quick. Sip and Silo had the absolute authority and right to call the police. If
Sure.
these people were informed, it's on the website, they couldn't do what they did, they fought against it, whatever. Sip and Silo, I think, was in the right to call the police because the people were starting to cuss and maybe not get loud, but it was headed in that direction, and they tried to avoid that. The police officer that responded, I say this as a former cop, the police officer that responded needs to have his badge removed and never be a cop again. Period.
yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say to it. And if this goes local and that police officer wants to come on the podcast and debate with me, listen, I say this respectfully. I was once an Air Force cop. I understand what it's like dealing with people. I understand what it's like dealing with people you perceive to maybe be aggressors even when they're not.
Yeah.
It is the cop's responsibility to keep things de-escalated. And not only did he not do that, he was the first one to escalate. Yes, the ladies were talking over him. Yes, they were kind of not loud, but they were boisterous. And it is annoying to be cut off every time you're trying to make a statement. But the way that dude just flipped a light switch and went from trying to talk and then approached that lady in an aggressive manner and started demanding her ID, at that point in time, he lost the respect of the people he was talking to. All he had to do was, as a cop, all he had to do was listen, let them finish, and then say, okay, I hear you. It's not my place to agree with you or disagree with you. Whether you like it or not, they have the right to ask you to leave. They also have the right to not serve you. It doesn't matter if I agree with you or disagree with you. No laws have been broken, and you are the one that's being trespassed right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to take you to jail, but if you refuse to leave when you are being trespassed, my hands are going to be tied, and I don't want it to get to that point. If you want to make a formal complaint, here's the method in which you can do that. But this is not a battle you are going to win right here and right now. that as a cop, that is how you handle that. That cop needs to have his badge removed and his gun removed. His chief needs to take it from him. And he apparently he was a cop in another city and had problems, and he got let go, and that's how he ended up in Southaven. This dude needs to stop being a cop.
Yeah.
And it's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, we will save that rest of that topic for another episode. My wife said stop talking, Justin.
Christian, this is important stuff. People need to hear this.
I was like, he's extending the episode. Sorry, but thank you, Anders, for coming on and having a great conversation, informing us about the Blindsided ordinance that has come upon the city of Southaven.
We really appreciate you.
We are happy. Why are you?
Just for clarity, I did not tell you to stop talking.
You just texted me.
It's all good. Christian
Cullen
knows.
has been blindsided by his wife.
Yeah, I know.
Ta-da!
Like,
Got
she
called
texting-
out live
She's
in front of
sitting
the
here
nation.
texting me.
Oh.
Oh, he's sharing screenshots, y'all.
But anyways,
He's got receipts.
But anyways,
By the way, Justin, you can come over and to end my discussion and apply to be a code enforcement officer in the city of Southaven. You're going to wear a green shirt, khakis, and you're going to attack high grass, blinds, and basketball goals that look bad in the neighborhood.
there
They
you go.
advertise that on the city Facebook page.
I
It was kind of
understand.
funny.
Clean up Southaven.
Clean up. Clean up.
You know, again, I don't live in Southaven, so it's I don't feel like it's my responsibility to tell Southaveners how they should
Well,
keep
you got
their,
a bigger
their
hand.
yards.
You got your bigger hands full in Horn Lake over there. So
I tell you what, them Horn Lake code enforcement people do not play. The guy that drives around Horn Lake, I see him dang near every day. I don't know what time that dude starts, but there is not a millimeter of Horn Lake that dude does not put his eyes on every single day. That dude is on his
He is
job.
doing his job.
He really is. But you know what? He's really nice about it. He'll give you your citation, and he's like, listen, you know, it just can't be here. Here's 7 days, or I'm going to have to issue a fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the law, that's the law. I just think how the leadership responds to complaints, and you know, and the fact that you told me $1,000 is the maximum fine. Like at this point in time, I don't even care about the ordinance anymore. If that's the maximum fine for anything, and the judge has the right to go, look, here's a $25 fine, go fix your blinds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that tells me that more than likely it's not going to ever be a $1,000 fine, and it's probably not going to be super heavily enforced.
It would be if the mayor is right about a drug house. Like, he's going to load
Yeah,
the boom on
if
some
there's-
owner that should have known what was happening in
Yeah.
that rental.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I mean, but that's stuff you take on a case-by-case basis. But, you know, the
Exactly.
problem with case-by-case basis is if the people in charge don't have, you know, a heart of integrity, case-by-case basis can be used as, you know, a profiling system. And, you know, it's a dangerous line to walk on. And it's probably better that the ordinance just isn't there.
Yeah.
Drug dealers have other ways of giving themselves away, and they always do.
A lot of other ways to give themselves away.
Yeah, I doubt mini blinds is going to be what cracks down on drugs in Southaven.
Yeah. We had right down the street, we had a drug situation a few years ago, and it was their blinds wasn't messed up, and it was very obvious that drugs was being sold out of that house. It doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Yeah. So I'll make my last statement this because hopefully I get blocked by Mayor Musselwhite.
She said, "Why are you still talking?"
Hopefully I get blocked by Mayor Musselwhite's page. So I'm just going to
He
look
just
right
blocked
in the
you.
camera. Mayor Musselwhite, I'm talking to you. Your statements on Facebook.
Should I block him?
No. Your statements on Facebook turns you into one major douche canoe. Stop doing it.
Oh no. There you go.
Go join the Skittleheads and kick rocks.
Anyways, but thank you, Anders, for coming on the podcast. It is
Thanks
been
for
great
having me.
this.
Now I can
It's been
say
great.
that my epic dream of being on a podcast has now been fulfilled. I've been on 2 podcasts, and I can die in peace.
You're welcome
Yep.
back anytime, Pastor.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for watching. This was episode 19 of the Don't Cook the Messenger podcast. We will see you guys next week. Don't
Maybe
leave
we should get
Anders yet.
together for some redneck tennis.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm your man.
See y'all
That's
later.
it. Peace.
Peace.